What's up my movers and shakers? I'm Dave, this is MS Paints, and this is 4 helpful tips to improve your hobby life. Now nothing brings my piss to the boil quite like waking up every morning and then checking my phone and then seeing that YouTube has suggested videos to me, no exaggeration, with titles like this.
Your painting is hot garbage. Listen to what I have to say. How not to paint like an idiot.
You painted your highlights all wrong. You absolute stool sample. You call that a base coat?
I spent 20 years of my life painting, but these 9 tips will not improve your blending overnight.
Yeah, usually once a day, again no exaggeration. I get recommended a Warhammer painting video whose opening gambit is that I'm basically a chimpanzee with a paint roller and that I need their fundamental guidance in my day-to-day to make sure I don't shit myself and fall in traffic. Now, I don't know where this bizarre, weird, narky attitude comes from or where it's going, but a lot of them seem to have the same airs and graces as like a Sega CD commercial or something.
Hey! You still don't have a Sega CD? Huh? What are you waiting for, Nintendo to make one? You have seen the games, right? Wrong answer, man. Show!
Now, I don't know what it's like in other hobby communities out there, but check out this clip from a watercolor painting tutorial.
But now it's gone viral, and there are a bunch of people out there wondering, what is a mother color? So let's look at what a mother color just might be. I can do one of 2 things. I can reach for a yellow orange, such as we have here.
And that's what I'm talking about. She's got skills, she's got knowledge, and she's got banter. And at no point is she rude to me. Like, what if these videos played into the Warhammer style algorithm? How wrong is that? Actually, I do kind of like that, to be fair. Can you imagine stamp collecting? Oh, I'm just going to watch a video on collecting stamps, and then the first title that comes up is, hey, nice, you got some stamps. Fuck you for putting them in a book. Or in the classroom, start the day with, hey dumb shits, I know you know nothing and I know everything, so here's some drip-fed academic ambrosia so you leave here without poking your own eyes out, you absolute sea sponges. And yeah, of course, I understand how the YouTube algorithm works and that the human brain is negative bias, and I know that's how you get easy clicks for yourself. The problem being, the majority of the time, there's actually a decent tutorial behind these video titles. But my first reaction to this kind of content? Space Marine, gotta have that. Picture of a man looking like he's struggling to have a tricky shit, and some big text. It is a massive turn-off. Hey, moron, you want to paint better? Well, no, not after that kick in the nuts I fucking don't, surprisingly. Thanks for asking, though. But painting, like most art, is open to perception. It's in your mind. That's not to say you can't learn more, and if you get off on learning like I do, then more power to you. And as a result of accumulating more knowledge, development of techniques and skills normally does accompany that. So what's the point of this video? Well, no, I mostly was just ranting. If you want to enjoy the hobby and you're having trouble staying in a positive mindset, well stay tuned because it's time to bust out that Indian yappa pie strap and to give you 4 tips on how to build a better mindset and to be a happier painter.
Give me yappa pie Indian punishment strap number 1!
Contextualize other people's work. Social media has done wonders for the creative community in connecting artists from all around the world, different backgrounds, different skill levels, all different whatever. However, the advent of convenient technology means that artists can be selective about what they show you. Along with the rise of really solid phone cameras and better cameras in general, and quick easy fix technology to make their pictures of their models look a lot better. And this means, like on most social media, you're only ever really seeing success, and success through a filter. You see beautifully painted miniatures on Instagram, beautiful OSL dioramas and statues, and hot vibing fresh contrasts and punchy colours. You think to yourself, and I think to myself that as well, man, I wish I could paint that way. What they don't show you is how many times they restarted, how many times they fucked up, how many times they covered up, and how many times they just binned the project off in the past. You gotta do it once, you gotta do it again, and then you gotta do it again, and then you gotta throw it away, then you gotta get another one, then you gotta do it again, then you gotta do it again, and then you gotta throw it away, and then you gotta cry a little bit. So chances are, if you see something that is absolutely incredibly amazing, stunning, that is probably the person's full-time gig. And along with it being a full-time gig, they probably had a few post-production tricks up their sleeve. Also, inside a trick, most amazing highlights and contrasts you see are done with a saturation slider on the phone.
Number 2!
Seek your feedback from real people. And by real people, I mean
humans!
In a face-to-face conversation, which I understand at the time that I'm filming this, depending where you are in the world and what your various restrictions are, that might not be that easy. But think of your local hobby stores, your local hobby spaces, communal gaming, as opposed to communal gaming, I guess. Painting competitions, painting challenges, and paint spaces where people can get together. Whatever gets you in another room with other people in the context of this hobby, great. If you like what someone has done on a specific hobby project and you meet them in person, ask them questions. Which I know seems like a ridiculous thing to say, but this generally, most would not disagree. This is probably the most socially awkward hobby ever. So asking people questions, there's been so many times where I've seen really good paint projects and people ask them questions and then the guy's all ready to answer the questions real polite like. And then that person, before they actually receive the answer, starts spewing non-information at that person. Like when I say, health and safety frog, what do you want for my dinner? And he's about to answer me and say something, and then I just turn the hoover on and start hoovering. And also ask for feedback on your painting if you so want it. And when you ask that question in person, usually there's a level of social etiquette in face-to-face conversation. Usually. But this is Warhammer, so it goes without saying, if someone is rude or condescending, pay them bitches no mind.
Number
3 points of contact. Everyone learns differently, of course, and everyone learns at different rate. But what I find works for me and a lot of other creatives that I work with is when trying to figure out something new, lean on something you're comfortable with to move forward with a new idea. Like back when I was painting my Lumineth army, I leaned back on stuff that I understood how it would work, how it would turn out, and how I could do it, while moving forward into something I didn't understand and I hadn't tried yet. If that new technique that I tried hadn't worked, well, I'm still 75% through the model, so I can look back and say, hey, well, I am still nearly done though. So generally, 75% of the model is what you know, 25% is a new thing.
Number 4.
Enjoy what you create. Sounds easy, sounds obvious. Like I said earlier, the human brain is negative bias, but if you've created something or painted something, whatever it may be, pop it on a shelf, pop it where you're gonna see it, take it down to your local gaming club, and just be proud of it. One of my favorite things is to see the people in the MS Paints Discord chat just showing what they've been working on, and usually, most of the time, they're happy. They're feeling good about the hobby, they're feeling good about their hobby and what they put time into. Remember, your time in the hobby does not need to reinvent the wheel, it doesn't need to be the game changer that changes all the games. It just needs to be. At least I think it just needs to be anyway. Where was I? Positivity. So those are a handful of tips, and as a man that likes to paint tiny things while struggling with multiple sclerosis, you can imagine that I'm pretty good at pulling a positive mindset out of virtually anything. If there's any specific aspects of the hobby that get you down, let me know in the comments below, because I'd like to at some point do a more curated follow-up to this video if I can. And on that horrendously fluffy note, cheers, I'm out of here.